If you'd have told me a guy from Western Maryland 35, 40 years ago said you're going to be the baseball coach, not only at TCU, UNLV, and Texas A&M, you're going to be the baseball coach at Texas. Like, wow, no chance.
The 1983 College World Series National Championship team.
Today, UT Austin named A&M's Jim Schlossnagle as their new head coach for men's baseball.
Leaving Texas A&M.
Jump ship from the Aggies to the Longhorns.
How are you going to leave A&M?
Jim Schlossnagle.
And go to the rival school.
Jim Schlossnagle.
Jim Schlossnagle.
Coach
Jim Schlossnagle.
Jim Schlossnagle.
Schlossnagle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like anybody else. You know, I'm a dad. I love my Jackson and Katie and my kids. I love our players. I like to fish every now and then, but I'm not a golfer. I see this job as a lifestyle.
Coaching changes happen all the time, but yours was a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more talked about. Why was Texas the right move for you at this time?
I think the saying is man plans, God laughs. And certainly when I left TCU, I was fully intentioned on being at A&M the rest of my career. I mean, very few people make a major life change at 50 years old and then do it again 3 or 4 years later. But things changed. But this was also about, you know, obviously my relationship with Chris Del Conte. I knew it was going to be ugly. The optics were horrendous. There's no question about that. But what breakup is clean, you know? And you know, the fact that it all happened so fast in 24 hours and all that. And I mean, it was tough on me too.
What a fraud! What's his last name, Jim? What a fraud!
It's hard. I don't fault people for doing those things, really.
And what were the things that they were doing?
Oh man, I mean, you know, my cell phone number got put out, and probably got 2,000 nasty text messages, and then the Venmo request thing, and it's overboard. It's the vocal minority. I believe that, and yes, yeah, the Venmo requests were, you know, they're pretty colorful, and some of the things that I've got sent in the mail, you know, that kind of stuff. It's, you know, some of that stuff's died down.
You said in your introductory press conference, I thought this was interesting, how difficult it was to leave TCU and not have those exit meetings with players, but you kind of got to have closure with conversations when you played them.
Right.
How much are you looking forward to having those same conversations with your former players on April 25th?
I'll look forward to, you know, seeing those guys during batting practice and maybe shaking their hand when the weekend's over. Some of the guys that were on last year's team, they've been over here to visit. I won't embarrass them with their names, but they've been to Longhorn football games, right? It's the guys that were on last year's team. And so, for example, you know, my relationship with Jace Lavalette is that's a life relationship. Like we're going to be friends for a very, very long time. And you know, I root for him with the exception of a couple games a year, and I'm pretty sure deep down he does the same.
If you could go back and change anything, what would you change about this entire transition?
Yeah, I screwed the press conference up in the World Series.
I think it's pretty selfish of you to ask me that question, to be honest with you.
Heat of the moment, just lost the national championship game. There was a lot going on. So I wish I would have handled that better. I think if I would have handled that better, or, you know, it wouldn't have maybe slowed down what happened, but I would have been more at peace about the way it went. So everything else I'm fully confident in how it was done. I don't like the optics or the timing.
Is longevity at Texas, how important is that to you?
You know, I'd like to coach another 10 years or so. Let's see how this thing goes. And
Hits the ball into right center field.
at the end of my career, I don't want to have any regrets, and I want to be able to say that, you know, I gave it the best shot.
Texas wins it.
You know, I want to bring a national title back here. It's been 20 years.